And hello there, this is DrIzixs with another episode of Minecraft on the Banana Viking Server, and Valion has just logged in while I was doing my intro. Hello there. Hope he's having a good day. He's been I hope that's, hey, not help, but, or help. But if he needs help, I can go help him, but otherwise I'm going to put this leather away and talk about what I'm going to be doing next here in Mushroom Land here. Because you got my mushrooms here, and I still need to grow up a few of these, but the mushrooms have been spreading pretty well. Making sure to have a few days of just letting it rain and things like that has helped. Doing a little recording might involve some bones. But he'll think I'm eating, like, skeleton bones, bone meal, and things like that. But I'm thinking bigger bones. Yes. Groovy. All right. So bones. Before I get to that, I did eventually get around to working on this some more. I'm not totally sold on the design, but if it's going to have bridges going off to other mushrooms around it, this probably works. I also put in some lanterns and things like that. I might be doing more of that in time. Excuse me. So I need to make sure my phone's in the right place so I can know what time it is, so I can know how long to be recording and things like that. You know, being semi-responsible. Now we're going to be taking this kind of bone. My God, it's going to be bonely around here. Oh, that's terrible. Because I stole it from Undertale. All right. So the general gist of this little bit of gardening, you could say, complete with my new diamond axe, because I keep losing my equipment due to lava in this particular case, is to put some bones and things like that. So I think the initial good start would be just say right here, just to have a little bone coming up here. And we're going to go ahead and set it up just like this. Just a, ow. It's just a bone that's just sticking up out of the ground. Because this is a land of death and decay. Oh, hello, cows. Decay cows. Death cows. So I was kind of trying to come up with a good thing to just rant about today, and unfortunately I've been having a little trouble. Because, the political season's kind of through, and got the whole pandemic thing. But then everyone got really dumb and started like, oh, we don't need the social distancing. No, we do. People are still dying like massive numbers here. I'm going to put a skull here. So as I get to doing stuff here, yeah, because there's still a lot of people who are dying of this nonsense here, and that really ain't cool. And I'll just kind of be talking as I do things here. I don't really know what to really expect as far as general designs here go, but we're going to see how we can sort of pull things together. Yeah, so there's a bunch of, quote, protests where like a couple dozen people show up at various state capitals and basically scream at everybody that, hey, I want a haircut stuff. Okay, well, if this is the jaw, I need a little bit more for the base of the head over here. Yeah. And it's all a little ridiculous. Honestly, it's one of those things. It's like kind of embarrassing to think that there's people that are actually like this in the world, but you remember what kind of world we live in right now, and you're like, oh yeah, it's kind of annoying. But I think those folks are generally quite foolish. I think, whoops, go ahead and do this. This all makes, this design will make sense at some point, I think. Or maybe it won't. And just like that. And like that. There we go. That's the jaw here. Maybe I want it to be a little longer. Maybe just a little longer. Yeah. So this is the jaw bit here, and we're gonna have the skull bit here, though not down there. It's gonna be like a alligator or something, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a Tyrannosaurus Rex of some sort. I hear their nostrils are in a different place now. It's so weird, man. Anyway, yeah. So there's this like folks grunting out there and screaming, it's like, yeah, we gotta open up all the things, and it's all very foolish for a few reasons. One, the infection rate has, I guess, plateaued, but it's not peaked per se. It might have peaked, but more likely it's just sort of hanging out at a generally constant level for a while here. And all right, let's start stripping the mark. Okay, and I definitely want more here. Yeah. So this is where the throat would go down. This is the base of the skull. And yeah, cool. All right, all right. I might add a few other bits and bobs to it as we go through. All right. And yeah, so we're definitely at a point where the number of infections per day is still freaking high. And it's the number of people dying per day is still freaking high. And these folks are like, no, it's worth dying for and getting a horrible plague infection here if that means that I can get a haircut, or I can go yell at the people at the coffee shop again, or I can go to my favorite restaurant and or beauty salon where I get to force all the ladies there to put on masks and deal with my annoying ass while I'm there. And it's just kind of like, well, so you guys are basically the worst. And that's kind of true, you know. These folks have no care, even for themselves, if it means that they are mildly inconvenienced. It's just a systemic attitude that some folks get that's just so freaking ridiculous that it's almost unbelievable. But yet here we are, dealing with these yahoos, trying not to get ourselves horribly sick in the process, you know. Yes. So we're going to take that out, take that one out, take that one out. There we go. And this might look horrible, but we're going to see how it goes. Yeah, so I guess I'm a little short with the folks doing that sort of, quote, protesting. Because really, they're not really protesting, you know, what they think they are. Because you see, long story short, there is plenty of folks with money who are not making as much money right now. And so they are a little miffed because they're not raking in the big bucks. What more, those folks kind of rely on, you know, a lot of the small businesses and such things to be so active at a certain pace, certain rate here. Maybe I need to move this. I got a new recipe. Excellent. I'll recipe it up real quick here. There we go. And should probably strip the one, or have put down the ones I was stripping there a moment ago. Oh well. Anyway, and so there is a financial incentive by a number of folks to, open up all the stuff that had been closed for a while, and get the get people, especially people that are super happy to go and risk death by plague, to go out into the world and take on the risk of possibly dying, because that means they can open up stuff. I hope I kind of lost track of my thought there for a moment. But long story short, people are trying to make money off of this whole pandemic thing via basically asking you to die for them. And that's rather BS. And I just fell down. I'm so mad. Gravity took over and I fell. Alright, maybe I want to do nose holes at some point. This is a pretty big skull all the same. I think that actually be workable. Yeah. And something like this along here. Yeah. And this will be the sort of roof of the mouth situation. Let's go ahead and put those in. And so yeah, they got folks that have moneyed interests that are pushing a bit of this sort of stuff and actually funding these protests. And surprise, surprise, actually it shouldn't be a surprise at all, some of them have some close ties to the current administration. Yeah, about that. So they have a financial interest, a political interest as well, because if the economy remains struggling because, people are not wanting to go out there and basically commit suicide by getting a horrible disease, they are, and then the economy is going to be, a bit struggly for a while, but it's the economy, it comes and goes, that's kind of the life of things. And nice sockets here. Nice brow ridge, perhaps. Yeah. I might want something like this as well. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right. I'll just keep going up here with these. Then our skull will be about done. Hooray! And my rant about astroturfing might also be done. Yeah, because the president is worried about his poll numbers, and like, oh no, if people are not, I need to put this here, going out and risking their lives to go shopping, suddenly that means that they're not going to be making the rich people money, and if the rich people aren't making money, then they're going to be mad at me. Also, my poll numbers are going to be failing, and that's terrible because, people are getting poorer because I'm not handling this crisis like at all. And so I just need people to pretend that it's not a problem, that the crisis is over, and then they go back to work. Problem solved by ignoring it. Yeah, about that. That's not how you solve actual crises, guys. Not at all. So, but you can't just, say, oh yeah, stop social distancing. No, you gotta have your yahoos, your regular types that you bring out for this sort of thing come out, and basically, act in such a fashion that I'm gonna go ahead and pull this open so I can grab this a little bit. Here we go. And there we go. So that you can have a reason for a change of policy. Yes, the American people, specifically these 20 guys here at a state capitol over yonder, they want the economy open. It's a little short, but I think it works. I might build another head at some point, but we'll see. But the skulls and the bones. Yes. I want to put another big bone somewhere else, though. So I'll be occasionally decorating things with large bits of skeletons and things like that. Of various creatures. Maybe like a vertebrae, perhaps. Perhaps slightly inside the hill here. Yeah, that might be fun. All right. Yeah. Just something like this. And of course, gonna need to put like that, so it's actually looking like it's ingrained in the dirt here. Good. And think like that. There we go. Sweet, huh? And so yeah, so they got the political motive, and they need the big excuse to perpetuate a big lie that everything's going to be fine. Because look, the American people, they're for realsies willing to lay their lives down for the sake of, to quote, the economy. Even when the American people are not actually willing to do that, but they drum up these so-called protests. Fund some of the groups, get some of their buddies who are behind some of the the wackier ones involved as well, to basically show up and have a bunch of people with guns and things like that, generally be pests and things like that, cause mischief and make people scared because they demand, because you get enough of the rubes together, you can tell them anything as long as you're already on their side, and suddenly you got quote protests that are for realsies actually legit, but they're not at all. I know I might sound a little conspiracy theory here, but the right is very prone to actually paying their protests. The whole Tea Party stuff, it was actually originally a grassroots sort of thing, and then after Obama got elected, they were all like, I'm going to grab a couple of these real quick. We want to have some sort of organized protests against him because that's what we like. Hey, there's already this thing going on. We're going to put a bunch of money into it, and we're not going to specifically like hire people to go protest, but we are going to. I just realized I got rid of my blocks. There we go. But we're going to make it a lot easier for these yahoos to go out there and make themselves well known in the world of politics. And we're going to promote their protests as well through the media by basically going to Fox News and saying, hey, I hear there's this big protest going on. I might need a little extra layer back here. Just think about that. And you should go cover them. And if you guys go cover these small groups of people, then that'll give them advertising, and then the one we plan for next week, because we're already planning ahead, we'll have twice as many people, and the other news networks will have to go pay attention to it as well. Yeah. And so you get this whole sort of feedback loop with the propaganda network of Fox and the Priorities USA Tea Party Fund sponsored protest organization thing just kind of cropping up out of nowhere. And and then you can sort of push whatever sort of right-wing message you like, and that's how they go. And because they have been doing this for years, they basically go around and accuse everyone else of doing it, so you can't ever call them on it, because like, oh no, if we're only doing this because we're actually legit and you guys aren't, and if you guys were, then you wouldn't be funding our protesters like this. Yeah. Of course, for all this stuff, don't take my word for it. Go do your own research, etc., of course. But I'm just a little frustrated with this because people are getting people killed. Remember the whole bleach thing? President's like, by the way, I've been digging under here. I've been digging a lot. Not all the way done with that. I'm going to be putting more chests down here, but I'll explain this in a moment. But I need to finish my ranting here. So these folks that have no clue how to actually handle the crisis, They have no intention of doing the right thing to try to, not have people die unnecessarily. They want to continue to hold power and, make money. And so they are acting in such a fashion, by any means necessary, in order to progress in that vein. And so, what does that mean for everybody else? It means now they have an excuse to try to push people to open up their states and the governors and things like that, well before this whole pandemic thing has really gotten to the point where we could actually, safely do that. And so people are going to die, because a lot of people have already died, because they've already bungled everything. And I am so tired of this crap. This is a lot of digging I'm doing here. So, why am I digging? So, I got my mob tower upstairs, and it's pretty sweet sort of setup. That is horrible at actually functioning. But it is a emergency stopgap measure, or I guess a temporary build, to I guess basically test what I'm doing down here to a certain degree, because I want to eventually build a more proper creeper spawner tower. Now there are several designs out there about such things that I'll be taking a look at and making good use of, and they will be I might start putting that together at some point. But I want to find all the caves and things like that underground, and slowly start to light them up. Now, stuff over here, this is the mushroom biome, so I don't actually need to light it up very much, though I probably will eventually anyway. But having all those tunnels through this area, actually at a couple levels, I could actually show you the lower levels if I get there quick enough. Whee! There we go. The stairway goes up, it also goes down. Oh! I think this goes down to level 7, which should be able to catch most of the caves. I might dig another level or two down from here, but it's been pretty good at catching stuff here. I think the tunnels cross supplies going the other direction here. I haven't also finished digging all the way that way or all the way that way. But on the next level up, I've marked out a roughly 240 by 240 area for which to center my mob tower in. So I'll be figuring out the exact coordinates for that in time, and sort of putting a marker at where I'm going to be setting up centrally. Now, I'm also going to be doing something else with this space in time, because I've been secretly going to a desert biome and collecting sand. So, any guesses of what I'm going to be doing with that sand? If you said TNT, you are correct. But that'll have to come after the creeper spawner. Before that, I want to actually hope everyone's gone to bed recently. Want to make some glass, you see, and actually put a underwater roof on that whole area that will generally match the tunnels, the upper tunnels I've marked out. Just gonna make sure that I'm not gonna summon up any wraiths. They're gonna rip my face off. There we go. And so I've been cooking a little glass, you could say. Let's go and get a little bit more of that going. Oh, hello, sand. I need a few more ovens, I think. But the short of the long is I'm going to be putting a few blocks under the sea surface, a big plane of glass, and then I'm going to remove all the water underneath that, and after that I will using the rest of the sand I've been collecting, and after that I will take away the sand and the sea floor and all the rock between there and the tunnels below, and then proceeding to make a lot of TNT as I get my mob tower built, my proper creeper one, that is. And I'll have a massive underground space that I'm going to turn into my farms. At least I think that's the current plan. So no more crappy wheat farm in a cave just sort of over here. Yeah, this is... I could do so much better than this, guys. It's going to be great. And so I shall, and so it will be. Also, trees. I'd like to have an actual, like, expansive tree farm. This is pretty good. But, you know, being, you know, so close together, sometimes I don't get enough saplings. It's kind of annoying. I kind of want a little bit more room. So that's my general plans here. So I did a little building today. I might change this up a little bit, but you get the general idea of what I'm trying to go for. A big-ass skull here. And then I also talked about today some people that are kind of asses who are bringing guns to state capitals and demanding to see the governor. And the police are like, well, because you're white, we're not going to shoot you. But really, guys? Really? Really? Yeah. Man. It's so weird living in a hell world. But yeah, so I'm kind of sick with those folks already. So yeah, independent of what the president says or what even your governor says, I highly recommend you don't go out yet into the world. I want to make it wider as well. Maybe trim back a little bit of that jawline too. No, it's kind of like a squished alligator right now. In case maybe I should open up a couple holes there. Yeah, big sinus cavities. Yes. Sinuses. Keep them clean, guys. Yes. Anywho, is there anything else I'm going to talk about with that stuff? Oh, yeah. Keep washing your hands. Keep social distancing as much as you can. And pay more attention to the experts and things like that. AKA the people that actually know what the hell they're talking about. And keep mindful of the statistics and the rates and things like that. And, especially in your actual locales. Because some areas took forever to close down, and they didn't really close down. And now they have massive infection rates, as suddenly it's like, oh, yeah, this, one person at this meatpacking plant got it, and then everyone there got it, and now everyone in the town has it. And, yeah. But because they're meat packers and not generic farmer guy, you don't hear about it as much on the news. Because, some jobs are sacred, some of them are not. But that's a rant for a whole other time. Oh, man. We have such weird standards when it comes to this stuff. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it here. I just want to do a little bit of adventure in here. Going to go check out the mob tower, see if I can get any goodies. Oh, my face. There we go. As I sort of wait around here for a bit. Where I could climb up. Get a view of the massive bits of land I'll be... Oh. Ow. I should have been looking this way instead of being all dramatic. Yeah. Massive bits of land that I will be turning into things. Is that a fish? I hope that's a fish. Because I really don't need more ghosts. Yes, ghosts. Spookiness! Got this mob tower. Will someday be replaced. Perhaps in a dramatic fashion where I might blow it up. I don't know yet. It's full of water though. That's a little bit of a problem. But I think my total big square goes like all the way out to these sorts of crazy places. Is there something over there? I want to check this out real quick. But yeah, there's going to be a bit of digging and... What the heck? What the heck? This is some sort of tower. Made of cobble and smooth stone. And andesite and things like that, of course. Glass? Torches? Intriguing designs? Fascinating. But who could have built such a thing? This doesn't seem like one of Van's sort of projects, and there's another one up over there. And Peter has his estate, and Gepwin's got his birdland there. How very strange. photography table already? Or she? I don't know. Actually, I do know. I'm being coy with you, but maybe we'll find out more about this mystery person on the next exciting episode of Minecraft on the Banana Viking Server. That's pretty cool. If you enjoyed, make sure to like button, subscribe for more, all that fun jazz. And until next time, everybody, toodles! Woohoo!